Hey, what's up, guys? Toogie here, back again with another episode of A Nation United Rock, Flag, and Eagle. And today, it's all about revenge as we take on the Carolina Hurricanes in the first round of the playoffs, a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Final. Our team has changed significantly since then. We do have a couple of question marks heading into this season. Obviously, the DeBrincat experiment hasn't been great. Milano's disappointed a tad bit. There's also concerns about Jack Eichel and his future as well. But for now, the team is set. Eichel and Besser, at the very least, have worked well together. Donato and Mittelstadt, another new addition, have worked well. The third line's been all right. We have a team that's strong enough to get it done, especially when you have seen what some of the other cup-winning teams have looked like throughout the course of my series in NHL 18. Whether or not we can get the job done, though, is a different question. But needless to say, there's a lot of pressure because this team is probably not going to stay the way it is for very much longer because of the amount of high-end players hitting the market, some who want to resign, like Besser and Donato, others who don't, like Trouba and Mittelstadt. It's going to be tough to keep this team together, so we have to hope that this season is our season, so that, you know, in case we do lose somebody crucial to the success of this team, they're at least leaving behind a championship victory. But we are a long ways away from thinking about that. It all begins in the first round. Don't know why I clicked on the calendar, but that's all right. Let's take a look at what we're up against in the form of the Carolina Hurricanes. I fully expect their team to be similar to what it was last year, and that appears to be the case. Top line of Tanner Pearson, Sean Couturier, and Nikita Kucherov. Second line is Craig Smith, Matt Duchene, and Andrei Svechnikov, who is already up to an 89 overall. Jordan Greenway, Colin White, and Klim Kostin make up the third line. Zach Hyman, Mikko Koivu, and Alexi Sarela are the fourth line. I don't really need to comment. Well, I feel like we have a better team. It's not like theirs is significantly worse. It's very balanced offensively for both sides. Defensively, though, you could argue they had... bottom line is, God, both teams here are so evenly matched. This is going to be a dogfight. David Savard and Aaron Ekblad, Lindell and Brandon Carlo, Robert Haig and Sami Vatanen. The goaltender, somehow, someway, he's up to a 90. It's Robin Lehner with Linus Soderstrom as the backup. Alexiak and good old Neil are the healthy scratches. Are we the favorites to win this series? I don't know if we are. They have home ice advantage. They beat us last year. But again, as I just said, I fully expect this to be a dogfight. Let's see what happens. Let's get this series underway. Game 1 in Carolina. Can Connor Hellebuck somehow, some way, perform to, if not the same level, at least close to the same level that he did last year? I probably just jinxed it, but here we go. First period of game 1, and I just shot myself in the foot. Wow. I need this. It's kind of necessary for what I'm doing here, but I should really stop talking. Craig Smith scores 1 minute and 1 second in. Zach Hyman gets another goal. Matt Duchene, that is 3 goals in 5 minutes and 7 seconds. And then Jordan Greenway scored on Ottinger to make it 4. All 4 goals from god-awful angles. Really, that is tough to let up 4 goals from. They outshot us 12-7. And we have dug ourselves quite a hole here. Quite a hole, haven't we? Second period, it gets worse before it gets better. Couturier makes it 5. ADB gets us on the board. It's 5-1 at the end of 40 minutes. Normally we'd sim along, but I'm just going to hit the A button here. Third period, David Savard makes it 6. And the Carolina Hurricanes stomp the Columbus Blue Jackets in Game 1. Sean Couturier, your first star, with the 2-point night, a hat trick of assists for Nikita Kucherov, and the 26-save effort from Robin Lehner. That is the worst start to a series that we possibly could have asked for. And again, we lost 4 of our last 5 games heading into the postseason, so I was a tad bit worried about our momentum. But this is it. Cleveland's not in the playoffs. This is all we have right now. Things could go poorly quite quickly. I am going to keep the lineup the same for Game 2. We'll see whether or not I regret that. Oh my God, 6-1 final in Game 1. That is insane. But we need to move on. We still got a long way to go. First period of Game 2, and the Hurricanes strike first and early. Andrei Svechnikov, 2:51 into the game. We outshot them 14-8, but Robin Lehner so far has been the superior goaltender. Second period, that slightly changes. Matt Duchene made it 2-0, but a late effort from the third line, Ryan Poehling and Jack Hughes getting his first ever playoff goal. We have tied this game up. 27 shots to 18 in our favor. Somehow, some way, Robin Lehner is doing what he's doing right now. Third period, though, let's go. Early power play opportunity. Can we take advantage of it? No, we cannot. 5 minutes now into the third period. And we certainly need everybody to step up, not just the top line. Carolina can't capitalize on that power play. They have a second one that they also cannot do anything with. We are under 4 minutes to go in regulation. Are we destined for overtime? Yes, we are. Overtime in Game 2 in what might as well be a must-win series. They say, at least Don Cherry does, you're not in trouble until you lose a game on the road or lose a game at home. I'm flustered. What else can I say? You're not in trouble until you lose a game at home. But if we lose both games on the road to start this series, we're in trouble, is my point. Overtime predictions, Grant Mishmash or Sean Couturier. And I hope to God it's Mishmash. Overtime here in Game 2. The shots are still in our favor. We're 5 minutes in. Somebody's got to step up here, and I hope they're wearing our jersey. Power play opportunity that, again, we can do nothing with. 48 shots to 31. 3 minutes to go in the first overtime, and we are going to double overtime. You know how this works at this point. If you've ever seen a series of mine, don't blink it. You'll probably miss it. This will end within 5 seconds. Mishmash, please make it happen. Double overtime here in Game 2. We might actually get through 5 seconds. No, we won't. And I will not get the result that I was hoping for. Klim Kostin with the winner in overtime. 53 shots to 37. But the Hurricanes take it. Robin Lehner continues to haunt me. If you've never watched the original A Nation United in the Swedish series, you will not understand how much this hurts me. 3-point night for Duchene, but Robin Lehner with 51 saves shuts the door, and we find ourselves down 2-0 to start this series. We've given up 9 goals through 2 games, which again, compared to what happened with Hellebuck last year, is incredibly disappointing. And we have no choice but to try and mix things up here. This top line has been invisible. Just invisible so far. Donato's done nothing. Hughes has 2 points. Donato, 8 shots, a -4. Just to break up Donato and Middlestat, we're going to put Jack Hughes on the top line. Eichel. Again, it's been brutal. It's been so bad. It has been so bad. I don't know what to do here, to be honest. So we've changed up the left wings. Do we want to change up the right wings? So that would be... What would that be in terms of completely mixing it up? So that would have to be Bracco on the second line, to Brincat on the first, which sounds like a terrible goddamn idea, but I mean, everyone's been completely ineffective so far. That sound you heard was me punching my desk accidentally, so that felt great. I mean, DeBrincat just played with Donato, and we know that didn't work. So the only other thing I can think of here is to drop Milano down to the third instead. And bump up Bracco. So completely new combos. So first line, third line, second line is what they used to be. Second line, third line, first line. So unless I wanted to make another change, the only other change to make would be swapping Middlestat and Eichel. So third line, second line, first line, second line, first line. Yeah, there we go. Completely changing it up with the exception of the bottoms, the third line here. Although I am going to move Tufte and Jones, just have them switch sides to get a different look. So Ben, yeah, we need to make changes everywhere, just to try and spark something. Which we'll see how that works. So we are going to go. That works. Hughes, Trouba, Chris, McAvoy, Butcher, and Fox. And we'll see how that works. Again, goaltending, there's no question it's going to be Hellebuck, but he has been miserable so far. The power play. Let's change this up. To be honest, that's already looking half decent, though. Although an extra lefty would be a good addition. I think, yeah, Quinn Hughes is a lefty, so we'll put Hughes on the power play. There we go. We'll see how that works. Desperation times already, as we have lost the first two games. One in embarrassing fashion, the other in double overtime. I already mentioned it. You're not in trouble until you lose a game at home, they say. Well, we're going back to Columbus in what is absolutely a must-win game. Lose here, we might as well not even show up for Game 4. Then again, it's not like we showed up for Game 1 either. A lot of lineup changes just to try and spark something. Let's see what happens. First period of Game 3, and yet again we find ourselves down 1-0 at the end of the opening 20 minutes. Craig Smith with the goal under 5 minutes into regulation. 11-9 of the shots in our favor. We were not able to solve Robin Lehner in that period, though. Second period, and again, we have been unable to solve Robin Lehner. Tanner Pearson makes it 2-0. 20 shots to 15. Third period. This offense is just nowhere to be found. Colin White scores on the power play, and the talk of revenge has turned into pleads of mercy. 3-0 with 5.5 to go. Robin Lehner and the Carolina Hurricanes shut out the Blue Jackets on the road. 3-0 in Game 3. The 29 save shutout for Lehner. And I have no words for what's happening here. I have no words for what is happening here. Last year's miracle run seems like a decade ago, as nobody has shown up. And again, we're going to have to put all of our focus into just keeping whoever we can and then trading away whoever we can, because holy shit, has this been abysmal. I don't even know what to say at this point, guys. Like, what do we do? What do we do? I'm going to reunite Donato Middlestat. I'm going to keep Bracco there. We'll have Milano, Paling, DeBrincat as the third line. And we'll see how that goes, although we don't necessarily have a sniper if we don't change it up. So we'll put ADB back on the second line. Milano, Paling, Bracco. Defensively, just, oh my god. Let's go with Butcher, Trouba, Chris McAvoy, Hughes, and Fox. And, I mean, just, I'm going with Ottinger for Game 4. What else am I supposed to do? We're done. We're dead in the water. There's no reason to expect that there's going to be a comeback here, the reverse sweep, because we have given no indication that we're capable of that. We have scored 3 goals in 3 games. They've scored 12. Game 4. At this point, I'm hoping for the end. Let's just hope this is it. and that we can move on to the offseason where who knows what changes are going to be made. First period of game number 4, and again, feels like I'm watching a fucking Bruins series, constantly giving up the first goal. Only this time we were dominated in the first period, 13 shots to 5. So Ottinger did a good job of keeping us in it, but the late goal from Kucherov is the difference maker thus far. Second period is scoreless, 27 shots to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shots! Third period, end it, please. Early power play goal from Duchesne. Couldn't have happened for a nicer guy. Yeah, A button. End it. Just end it. 4-1 final. Jeremy Bracco with a late goal. Doesn't matter. The Carolina Hurricanes sweep the Columbus Blue Jackets. Robin Lehner turns into a goddamn brick wall. We scored 4 goals in 4 games. And I don't even want to look at this team. I don't even want to look at this logo. There's no stats to look at. Everybody underperformed. Jack Hughes, a rookie, led this team in points. Jack Eichel, invisible. Besser, invisible. Donato, invisible. Invisible. Fucking invisible. Every single one of them. As far as what happens to this team next season, again, right now, first things first and foremost, at the start of the next episode, we will focus on re-signing as many players as we can with the intention of more than likely moving as many players as we can at this next draft. Who stays and who goes, I don't know. There was talks of using Ottinger to go out and try to pick up Clayton Keller. Connor Hellebuck has been great for us so far. This regular season, his numbers were down, and then in the playoffs, look at the difference. That is mind-boggling. He gave up 19 goals in 15 games last year. He gave up 9 goals in 3. Mind-boggling. So I don't know what happens with the goaltending situation. Hellebuck, Ottinger, Timmins, I don't know. Hellebuck's going to be looking for a raise. A massive, massive raise, which we'll see. Defensively, again, Trouba and Fox are the 2 main concerns. Butcher's an RFA. He'll probably be moved anyway. I don't know. I don't even want to think about it right now. This team disgusts me with that effort. Wow. So for now, guys, I hope in some ways, I mean, if you're hoping for this team to do well, you're probably as miserable as I am. If you're the type of viewer that loves to see me just be miserable, then hey, you got your wish. So something for everybody in this episode, I do suppose. In the next episode, we figure out this team. I don't know if we'll go beyond the draft because there might be a ton of trades at the draft. I legitimately do not know what comes next for this team after just embarrassing ourselves in the postseason. So thank you again for the continued support. You know what you can do to support this video and this channel beyond, of course, just giving your time to watch this train wreck on ice. I will see you guys in the next one where the recovery, the healing process, it begins. Just what a disaster.